Hi and welcome to Debunk File. My name is Sep and today we're going to be making an update to Dad. Before this video starts, make sure to check out our Instagram at DebunkFile and Twitter at TrueGIF for behind the scenes and sneak peeks. If you want to be a true part of the community, definitely check out the Discord at DebunkFile and even consider being a patron also at DebunkFile. Even a $1 pledge means the world to us. But with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. So it appears that Act 2 of the Dad ARG came to a close recently. Because we got so much new information, we wanted to make an update. We don't know exactly how many acts the Dad ARG has, so we don't know how many more Dad videos will be made in the future. But today we're going to be analyzing the plethora of new videos thrown our way, as well as talk about the tons of other informations that I also have found out about. Before we get into the videos, I want to shout out the Dadscord. This Discord server was instrumental in us making this video, as they were able to archive stuff that we can no longer see. So thank you guys so much. I think I briefly mentioned them in the previous Dads video, but yeah, they were extremely helpful and are a great community to check out, and I definitely recommend you do so. This archival stuff is the things we must discuss before viewing the new videos, because there were multiple things that happened after our video that are no longer available to us. For reference, the last video we mentioned in our previous video was made on June 3rd. The first thing I want to show is the fact that Dad was contacted by somebody back at the beginning of May, and this someone told him that Ella is waiting for him. As shown last time, Dad, or Andon, is an astronaut that lived on Kepler 22b, and on that planet he was married to a woman named Ella, so it seems to me that this is somebody from his job attempting to reach out to him. I was thinking that it was Emily, which was his partner on his failed journey to CFB DSIR, but it definitely isn't, because apparently in some of these old streams, flashes of her face show up, and it does not look like her at all. Later on towards the end of May in a Discord voice chat, a woman came on asking where Dad was. Take a listen.
Hello? Can you hear me? It's breaking up.
It's waking up.
What is it?
Where are you? Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
I miss you, Andon.
On June 1st, during a live stream, it was finally revealed who this person was, Nyla. This is a new character that we will hopefully see more of in the future, and as far as the lost info goes, that's all that happened from after our video. To the video we will begin with, but there was one other thing that we failed to mention that became very important to the Dad series: Thomas Flaherty. Now, when Thomas first burst onto the scene talking about Dad, it was assumed that he was a game jacker. But that's not true at all. In real life, he's actually a very good friend with Nathan Barnett, the creator of the Dad channel. And in the pilot of the series, since Nathan is actually a character in it, Thomas is worrying about Nathan. On May 13th, he made a video expressing his concerns about Nathan's behavior as of late. He mentions that Nathan will just randomly walk away at night without telling anybody and go to who knows where.
Nathan has been doing things like going out at night and disappearing without telling anybody where he's going.
He mentions that Nathan is never hungry and always tired, and keeps forgetting everything.
He's just not hungry, like we're all going and getting food, he's not hungry. He's always tired, he's always complaining about being tired, he doesn't want to shoot videos, he's very lethargic. He's just dragging.
After he's done rambling about Nathan, he mentions that he wanted to show proof as to how weird he's been lately, so he recorded one of their phone calls, which is illegal, but anyway. The phone call actually starts off very normal until Nathan adjusts his phone, and that's when we can see a can of food. After this, Nathan does do the things that Tom mentioned, such as randomly drifting off and forgetting a lot of past events. One other notable thing that happens here is that Nathan drops his phone again, but when he picks it back up, the can of food is gone. The final event we must mention before getting into the videos also relates to Tom. Now, apparently for his birthday, Dad sent him a card that has a gift in it. This gift was a can of food, and like all other times we've seen it, it completely changed how he acted. It also became clear through this that if you don't constantly consume the food, the effect does wear off. So the last true video we left off in our first foray into the Dad universe was titled Daughter Snuck Out. So the new first video we will be talking about is called True Value, And would you look who was standing there? It's Tom. Clearly, while he was all messed up with this food, they took him over to the server. Anyways, this video sees Dad buying a bunch of stuff from the True Value store, but then Tom gets all weird on him.
How about a brand new mini sledge for free?
Free?
Yep. And a screwdriver gun, some nice paint, regular hammer, tape measure, a way out.
What?
Honey, go back to sleep.
What a nice dream.
Also, was it just me, or did that not sound like Cheryl at all? Anyways, the following video is his 40,000 subscribers special. Normally, you would think that nothing of importance would be here, but there actually is. Cheryl brought Dad over to the local IHOP to celebrate, but daughter is still missing. Right after they talk about her though, she shows up, where they voice their concerns to her. The daughter then goes on to say that they ordered him a present, and it was pancakes. Now, as we saw before, anything that isn't a can of food snaps him out of it. But Cheryl was incredibly sneaky about this. She put food sauce all over it so that he wouldn't snap out of anything. As he's eating the food, that's when you begin to notice something. Sitting right behind them is a YouTuber server employee secretly spying on them. That's when something even more peculiar happens. The neighbor sits down next to the server employee. At one point in the video, the employee leaves, prompting the neighbor to get right next to Dad and start talking to him. During this, we see that neighbor is now able to speak telepathically, and Dad and neighbor start roasting each other. No joke.
The way you speak sounds more like telepathetic to me.
Good dad joke, Dad.
I know.
Neighbor, we're out celebrating Dad's 40,000 subscribers.
Wow, that's great. Good for you, Dad. People actually watch your videos. Who knew?
Yes, neighbor, they do. Dad is the best YouTuber in the universes.
I got no one there waiting for me. I'm not as lucky as Dad here.
That's right, you're not. But you do have that cheap shed waiting for you at home. Why don't you go visit that?
Hey, Dad, I'm only joking around. I'm happy for you. Congrats on the 40,000 subs. Keep up the good work, huh? See you guys later.
The next 3 videos are ones that don't have too much in them. One of them is where Dad unexpectedly shows up at Nexpo's meet and greet, and the other one is his Father's Day livestream. Like I said, there's not too much to them, but the Father's Day livestream has a little more going for it. The stream involves Dad just sleeping on a chair, and like usual with these live streams, the Men in Black show up multiple times. The final video in this stretch is called "The Video Has 1 Million Views." Pretty much nothing happens in this video, it's just Dad making his attempt to clickbait, because as we all know, you can't be the #1 YouTuber without, well, clickbaiting. Before we get into this next video, I want to say something. Do you remember when that Dad magazine was found by Cheryl on the floor and she freaked out? Well, watch this. The neighbor did it. We can now see that he's actively attempting to sabotage this relationship so he can have Cheryl. And before we get into this next video, again, a day before it was uploaded, Dad posted a very interesting tweet. It had random letters, but when translated it read, "Scarlet is burgeoning." What does that even mean? Well, in the following video, we get more hints. The video itself isn't too important, as it's just Dad dancing for 4 hours while the Men in Black watch him again. You know, typical stuff. But the chat is where things get really interesting. YouTube server makes an appearance in the live chat saying, "Upgrade complete." There's also another hidden message which leads to a highlighted section of a passage, and it says, "She surpassed expectations." So wow, that was mind-blowing to say the least. So the server has a name. We're definitely going to learn more about this in the future, as this was a huge deal. The following video is very similar to the other video with the neighbor. This one shows that the book that Mom had previously was also planted there by neighbor. After this, we have Diane calls, where we get to see her feelings for Dad on full display. While on the phone, Cheryl reveals something pretty crazy to say the least. Vortex creation?
Oh, you know, the same old thing, teaching the team at work some new forms of vortex creation. 9 to 5, nothing new.
Anyways, after that, we see that Diane really wants to come over despite being on a plane all day, but right when she hears that Dad isn't home, she decides not to come over.
Don't you want to go home from the airport first? Okay, whatever you want. It'll be nice to catch up. We can have some wine and talk. Dad and daughter are at True Value all night for the Sale of a Century sale, so... What? Oh, you're not coming? Okay, well, maybe this weekend? Diane?
This next video right here isn't very important to the series despite it being a very nice thing to do. So the next video we will talk about is Mom's work. Judging by the title, we will see more of exactly what Cheryl does at her job. And yeah, this is strange. At the very end of the video, we can see that old Carl is still investigating.
Now let's go over the non-cloning theorem again.
This same day, a video was uploaded to Thomas Flaherty's channel, which, as we said before, is canon to the series. On that channel, he started a series called Talking Dad, where he interviews Nathan and talks about the Dad channel. Another thing that's worth noting is that in this video, Thomas mentions that there's someone in the series who looks a lot like him, but it isn't him. So was the person in that True Value video not him after all? According to Thomas, this character's name is Crothers. One other important detail is that before this video, Dad was extremely opposed to being talked about on YouTube channels. That even includes us. He commented on ours saying, "Was this a good idea?" But starting with this video, he doesn't really care anymore, it seems. In this one, he commented saying that he loves all investigation YouTubers and wishes them good luck with their investigation. The video Bridget Day is another one that isn't too important. He's just shouting out a huge fan of the channel named Bridget. This is actually a fan that helped us quite a bit in the comment section too, so yeah, thank you Bridget. You did deserve to have a holiday named after you. The next video is a song once again, this one being called CFB DSIR 2149-0403. In it, we once again hear someone trying to tell him to wake up, where then he sings about wondering what happened and why he crashed and where Emily went. Like all his songs, this video does have a code, leading us to an 11-second unlisted YouTube server video of Morse code. The Morse code here says SOS. On July 14th, Thomas made a live stream called Rant in the Park, and shows that Dad is trying to lure Dad into eating cans of food so that he can't get further into the investigation. At the end of the stream, Dad apparently shows up. Another stream gets posted after this of Tom pointing his camera at a chair and laughing like a maniac. Clearly something happened with him and Dad right here. Right after the stream ended, Dad uploaded a video to Thomas's channel where he says that Thomas lost his mind and was incoherently rambling and doesn't trust him. Dad also said that he never gave Tom any food and that Tom needs major help. So if Dad didn't give him food, what happened then? Tom obviously wouldn't just go crazy for no reason. I honestly have no idea what could have happened here, so if you know, make sure to comment below. Anyways, let's get to the next video. Mom's Flowers is the following video, and it begins with Cheryl wondering why Diane was acting so weird on the phone when something really strange happens. The flowers smell seem to give her memory of something, but then the red orb comes up and replaces it with lumber. The neighbor's lumber.
Mom should check in with her to make sure everything's okay. These flowers smell so nice. I remember these. And I love lilies. I haven't smelled lilies in so long. Wait a second. Fresh cut lumber. Mom's favorite.
The next video is of minor importance and is titled Area 51 Exposed. This is another attempt at clickbait, obviously, and while obviously he doesn't expose Area 51, something really strange does happen. Dad flies. I feel like people should be talking about this more. He literally just flew. But anyway, after this we get small talk, which shows two YouTube server employees who look exactly the same talking to each other, but we can't hear them. When they walk away though, Carl takes down some notes.
Uh-huh. Just as I thought. Old Carl is on to you.
After this, we get Dad Deduced, which is another video from the site of the crash. We see flashes of Ella again, and see a series of numbers written on the ground, which translates to, "I'll be back." This to me seems like something Emily wrote for Andon, saying that she's going to find help, but will be back. It then shows a view of the rogue planet, CFB DSIR, which is the planet they tried to reach, but failed to do. It ends with Dad in a car, the car that ultimately brought him over to the YouTube facility. The next video is Diane, which is definitely one of my favorites. In it, we finally get to see Diane, resulting in some hilarious moments from Dad. It does, however, end off on a really creepy note, as she calls him Andon.
See you later, Andon.
What? Andon?
How in the world does she know that? Maybe Cheryl told her, but who knows? It's still very odd. After this, we have the single most confusing video to me. It's called Nathan, and involves this new character finding Nathan out in the desert. What was he doing there? Who knows? This guy lets Nathan into his car for a ride, where he says that he is T-Top and is his cousin. After that though, he calls Nathan Sloan, where Nathan asks him who that is.
Come on man, get in the car, stop playing around. You look like you're about to croak. What, have you just been walking around for a month? Man, you look bad most of the time, but this is damn right off. Tell me something, where have you been? Who? It's T-Top, man, it's your cousin. Like, come on, Sloan, like, what are you doing? Stop messing with me.
Who's Sloan?
Oh man, dude, I gotta get you somewhere. I'm taking you to the hospital, man. This is not good.
In the description, we see another new channel. I just saw a UFO, it was tight. On this channel, there is just one video. The avatar shows that this person looks exactly like Nathan, but has some weird wig on. In this video, we have Sloan talking about how he saw a UFO, and that he expects the FBI to come to his door any minute.
Hello, my name is Sloan Burmell. I'm recording this message because I wouldn't be surprised if the FBI was banging on my front door right now. I don't hear them, but honestly, I don't know. I play my music pretty loud and I probably couldn't hear them if they were banging anyway. Or they were here earlier and they heard my music and realized it was really good metal and they got intimidated and left. The only reason they would be here is because they know I saw a UFO. It was tight.
At the end, there is Morse code, which translates to March 3rd, 1999. This would explain why the camera looked vintage in the previous video, but how does this make sense? Does this mean the entire series has taken place in 1999 the whole time or what? Well, guess what? We have an answer. One that still confuses me though. So apparently this Sloan series is a spin-off and has nothing to do with the Dad ARG. Dad said that 1999 Nathan is important to the series, but 2019 isn't. That doesn't make any sense to me. The Sloan video is the one that looked like it was from 1999. I'm so confused, so what does this mean? Please help me in the comments, I have absolutely no idea. The video that follows this is titled Big Talk, where we again see the server workers. This time we can actually make out what they are saying though. They say multiple things of high importance. We learn that they each have a specific job, where we realize that this takes place back when Daughter was still out.
Hi 77. Hey 932, what's up? Not much. Same task every day. Tell me about it. It would be nice to do something new, but I'm made to only secure parameters. Wish I was 118. He gets to go out. Yeah, he's monitoring the live streams. Must be nice. You do the runs to the old basin, right? Yeah, and other drives. Need to do one tonight. Daughter is out.
They also start mentioning interdimensional travel, which leads to a crazy moment. They said that they dropped Nathan in 1999 and crashed Andon there.
Hey, where is the old basin? Nowhere near here. It's in another dimension. Oh, smart. They have to bend space-time so I can get out there. It's also back in 99, so no one here will find it. Perfect place to hide stuff. You dropped Nathan there? Yeah, and we crashed Andon there. I made the swap.
So does that mean the entire series we've been watching takes place in 1999? That would clear up my aforementioned confusion, and it seems like that's what they're meaning. They later say that they actually swap Nathan, so if anyone hears him say he's from the future, he'll seem insane. So to me, it seems that they dropped Nathan into a different universe where it is 1999, and took the Nathan from there and put him here? I don't know, it's still very confusing to me. We then see that Carl was listening again, and he eventually sits down right next to one of them, and they don't even acknowledge him for some reason. Carl mentions the facility being so large that there's a tram system inside of it. Then we see the employee pull out a phone, and he apparently texts the server. This blows Carl's mind as he realizes that the server is a person, and as we saw earlier, the server's name has got to be Scarlet. The following video is titled Griffin, and starts off when Daughter was still waiting for Griffin outside. A server worker comes up and gives her a new phone, and also mentions that Daughter is special because she's the only one that can see them, raising the question, why can she see the employees but no one else can? What exactly does she do that gives her the ability to see them?
No, clients are imperceptible to his kind.
What?
AV software runs in the background, and he cannot perceive what we do. You're unique.
What does that even mean?
We then cut to her waiting at the park for them. That's when we finally see him, and wow, they got Danny Brown to be on this channel. That's crazy. When Griffin shows up, he keeps mentioning Dad instead of talking about Daughter, which pisses her off.
Hey D, you ever see your dad in your neighbor's yard?
I don't think so. He says neighbor's lawn looks like Gollum's back hair, so I don't think he ever goes over there. Why?
Does he ever talk about your neighbor's yard?
I don't know. Why do you want to talk about my dad? Let's talk about us.
You think he's jealous of your neighbor's shed?
I don't know. Why do you keep talking about my dad?
I think he's a cool guy. I like his YouTube videos.
God, he's so embarrassing. He's always shaking his weird dad bod to his songs.
The video then ends in kind of a strange way. Take a look.
Okay. Hurry up.
Yeah. See you soon.
Whoa, Daughter, slow down. I don't want to look too eager. I just want to look mildly excited.
It would be quite a while before the next video released, but Dad would be very active still. There were 2 Talking Dad episodes during this span, but they really only struck me as being mildly important. In the 4th episode of Talking Dad, he asked Nexpo if he had ever seen a crashed UFO before, which is slightly strange I guess, but ultimately doesn't strike me as too important. He also sent a secret message to his donators, and the message said, Kepler is closer than you think, if you know where to look. This was definitely the most notable thing that happened during the small break, and I honestly have no answers here. I have no clue as to what he means with that, so let's just get on to the next video. The following video is another one with Griffin, and something shocking happens. We find out that Neighbor paid Griffin to find out some info about Dad, particularly if Dad has ever looked inside the neighbor's shed. Griffin asks about it, which prompts Neighbor to abruptly say, don't worry about it.
But I think he's planning to build a shed.
She say if he's ever looked in my shed?
No, she just kept changing the subject. She doesn't like talking about her dad.
Look, kid, I need to make sure he never gets in there. Read my lips. Comprende?
Why? What's in there?
Don't worry about it.
It's now very clear that there is something in his shed that Dad cannot see, and we still don't know what it is. The video ends with Neighbor convincing Griffin to get into Dad's house and snoop around. The next video, It's Complicated, is another one about the relationship triangle that has plagued basically the entire series. It starts off with Dad writing about Cheryl and how much he loves her, but when he looks back down on the paper, it just says Diane. Meanwhile, Cheryl is writing about quantum physics on her paper until it changes to Neighbor. Cheryl says she knows what's going on here and she will do something about it. What she will do and what exactly is still a mystery. When we get back to Dad, he names famous celebrity couples, and every time he does that, he smashes a candy heart. His face changes when he says Diane and Abner, and when he gets to Dad and Cheryl, he eats the candy instead of smashing it.
Diane and Abner. Mom and Dad.
A couple of days after this, a series of very important non-video things happened. During a Patreon voice chat, he warned them not to trust someone named Dirk. Dirk is still somebody that we have not seen thus far. A day after this, a really creepy live stream uploaded, which unfortunately is gone once again. This stream was called Blair Dad, and in it, Dad gets lost in the woods after taking a walk, and repeatedly runs into this man, even after he runs away from him. Perhaps this man is Dirk. We then have Face Off, where Dad is once again visited by Neighbor, and they start beefing again. They fight over beards versus mustaches, and eventually they start talking about the neighbor's shed. Dad asks what's in it, where once again, Neighbor very nervously responds.
Dad will build his own shed, and not only will it be bigger than Neighbor's, it will be apocalypse-proof.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
So what's in your shed?
Whoa, why?
Dad just wants to know the tools Neighbor has.
Neighbor mentioned that he uses Dirk's discount tools, and likes that the tools break fast because he likes living on the edge. The video ends with a crazy overreaction as the neighbor is somehow hurt by the side of this sledgehammer touching his leg. The following video's server upgrade is a screen cap of a YouTube server video called Upgrade. There's Morse code all over the video, all of which say Act 3 Scarlet, and the video ends with Cheryl saying that she never authorized a Scarlet update.
I never authorized any Scarlet upgrade.
The second to last video so far is titled Dad Magazine. This video is about the magazine from way back that pissed Cheryl off. We've always wondered what was in it, and guess what it was? It was just motorcycles. Well, alright. She then goes to apologize to Dad for clearly overreacting, but he's too obsessed with Minecraft to even give her eye contact. He has no pants on, has stunk up the place constantly by farting, and says that he doesn't go to work anymore. Cheryl ends the video freaked out and running away.
Dad, I think you should shut it off now. Please, put your pants on and go to work.
Minecraft. 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 Minecraft.
After this, the next Talking Dad episode came out, and the people that donated received a secret message. This message says, "It is dying, save it, or enter the blue light. They've hidden the light. They want it to save themselves. They have seen farther than us. Where does Mom go every day?" Okay, hold on, what just happened? What's dying? What light? Who wants to save themselves? This just raised so many questions that I'm sure will be elaborated on in the future. After this, a now gone livestream came onto Dad's stream called Looking for Sarah. Dad says he did not start this stream. In the stream, in very blurry quality, some woman was searching for presumably Sarah, and that's about it. In the description, a video was linked called Maeve. So it now appears that we have two new characters and another channel added to the Dad mystery. This very short video shows Maeve turn around before cutting off. I wonder why she's looking for Sarah. We don't even know who Sarah is. Perhaps that'll change in the future too. A couple of days after this, Dad hosted a viewing party for Act 2, where he and the viewers watched Act 1 and all of Act 2 besides the finale. Now apparently this was the first time he actually watched the YouTube videos because he became more aware of Andon here. And now, here it is, the finale of Act 2, and probably one of the best ARG related videos I've seen so far on YouTube. It begins with us finally seeing what Laszlo is, and
Oh, I don't know how daughter watches her videos.
she's just a YouTube pop star. Well, I definitely thought she would be way more important than that, but I'll still take this. Since we saw a video about her a while ago, and since her eyes were blue and purple, I have a feeling that she is a complete android biocomputer. Clearly YouTube's plan of making their entertainment biocomputers does work, because Laszlo clearly is a big YouTuber. Anyways, Dad stumbles across a pancake on the floor, eats it, and his memories come flooding back.
Huh? What's going on? What am I doing here? This isn't my house. Ella? Ella? Ella, can you hear me?
We then flash back to Kepler 22b where we see Ella. Andon's call to her actually works as she hears him. After this, we flash back to Kepler before Andon left, and Ella's upset that he has to leave. It's also revealed that he has children.
We're gonna miss you. Kids don't want you to leave.
We also get a name drop for a company, DAD. So the channel wasn't just called Dad because of the character here. There is literally a company called Dad that Andon worked for on Kepler. After the flashback is over, Andon realizes that he has to find a place with better range so he can contact the base and Emily. Right after Andon leaves, Cheryl shows up to give him a gift and realizes that Andon has never returned. This understandably freaks her out, leading her to bang on the neighbor's door, who we finally get a name drop of, Malvin. The first thing Malvin asks when hearing that Andon got out is if he looked in the shed. Seriously, what is in that shed?
Well, did he get in the shed?
We then learn that Malvin has gotten incredibly uncomfortable with what Cheryl has been doing and says that he's uncomfortable going to that weird facility and watching her play house.
Please, Malvin, I need you right now. You promised you'd be by my side.
Yeah, well, that was before I knew what was really involved. This is insanity, Cheryl. You know how hard it is for me to sit out there in that weird facility and watch you guys play house?
I know, but you have to trust me. It'll all be worth it.
When, huh? How long is this whole thing gonna last?
We're making progress.
I've heard it all before.
I made it out to number 9 on the last test.
Malvin declines her offer to help find Andon, but she convinced him to go by smooching him. We then see that Daryl was watching that entire scene. It then cuts back to the site of the crash, where we see Emily gather supplies and try to get some help. The video ends on a very mysterious note, with Andon with a sledgehammer on top of the YouTube headquarters saying, "I'll fix everything."
Now, I fix everything.
Right after the video came out, a live stream started where Andon tries to get in contact with Emily or Ella and is eventually captured. It's eventually revealed through Thomas that Andon was able to escape his capture and is currently in disguise and hiding. Very quickly after all of this, the server accessed all of Dad's accounts and acted like nothing happened at all. They claimed on Twitter that everything was fine and that nothing happened. Apparently, Dad went onto a voice chat near this time too, and something strange was quickly noticed. He was speaking even more robotic than usual. It sounded like he was speaking through a soundboard. After this, Dad actually streamed, and you might be thinking, how is that possible? Well, it gets revealed that this is a dad bot. Yup, they were somehow able to create something that looked just like him and talked very similar to him, but of course in a slightly more robotic way. This is very creepy and sheds even more light onto my theory that Laszlo is one of these robots. And at least from right now when writing this is all of the major events that have happened since. I did not at all expect this video to get as long as it wound up getting, because there was way more information during this stretch than what I initially thought, and there will be way more information revealed in the future too. Who knows, there could have been a huge thing that happened before we even got this video out. With these new videos, the lore of the Dad universe has expanded more and more each time, and continues to get more interesting, and noticeably more serious, which I'm definitely on board for. We have seen new characters, gotten more depth for previous characters, got a lot of answers, and even more questions. The biggest takeaways from all of these videos is that Cheryl is much more important than we previously thought. Daughter is considered special, and we have absolutely no idea why. Laszlo isn't some grand crazy character and is instead just a pop star, albeit an interesting one to theorize about since we think she might be an android. We found out that this series involves time travel, and we found out the damn server was a person. Yeah, these string of videos, streams, and messages were absolutely bonkers, and I loved every second of it. Like we said, this is an update video, and since the Dad series is still active and probably will be for a decent amount of time, we're not going to be doing a final rating for it until it's all done, depending on how long the series goes for. It's possible that we could be making another update video, but that's still undetermined, just like the mystery at this moment. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not press that like button? If you have any theories about these videos or any topics for us to cover, make sure to comment them below. Remember to spread us all to your friends. As always, my name is Sep from Debunk File. See you guys next time. Bye.